Welcome to Digital Empires. Today we're diving into an exclusive preview of Money Moves where we uncover the mindset shifts and success strategies that can transform your goals into reality. Let's unlock the habits that create unstoppable success. Hey, welcome. In today's drop, I want to chat with you about one key practice that I've seen amongst people who are successful. And this exact same thing is actually missing in people who are not successful. So, people who make a lot of money, run successful businesses, have a happy and fulfilling life, generally speaking, tend to have this trait and this quality. And it's so easy. I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can apply this to your life. And not only is it going to help you, open yourself up to running your business more smoothly and making more money, but really it's going to help you for everything in life. It just doesn't apply to making money, it applies to everything. Now, this is something I even noticed being common amongst my most successful students. And, when I asked myself after having taught thousands of students, what is the number one thing that I see common between most of my students? You'll be surprised to know that it was not the fact that they were working hard. Because let's be honest, if the hardest workers were making the most amount of money, then, we would all be making a lot of money because we all know how to work hard, right? That's really not just it. I mean, of course, working is important and working strategically towards your goals is important, but there's really something that you need to be doing subconsciously that's going to add a lot of momentum to your growth, especially financial growth. Now, I actually started doing this subconsciously without really knowing what I was doing, and this really started back when I started my blog while I was doing my second master's in Germany, and I just wanted to learn more about what this profession was all about. So in India, I did not grow up with, an internet boom. In fact, I didn't even have internet access up until, I think I was in my master's program. So before that, I just had a regular cell phone with no Wi-Fi or internet access, so I had no idea that blogging was like really a thing. So when I started blogging while I was in Germany, I got curious to see, okay, how does this profession work? And that's when I came across something known as blogging income reports. Now, first I found one blogging income report which was about making $500. Then I found something about $10,000. Then I started to read reports about six and seven figure bloggers, and I just went down the rabbit hole. And I have to say that this is one of the things that was a pivotal changing moment in my life, because this made me realize, oh my God, there are people who actually make money from writing online. Like, I was just so amused by this process, and I was so convinced that blogging was going to change my life, that I was at this point, to be honest, absolutely delusional, right? Now, if you look at it statistically and if you look at it logically, and if you let that be the part of your brain that rules, your day to day, you would see that a very few percentage of bloggers actually make a full-time income, let alone make six or seven figures, or enough to really retire their families. But I didn't really let this change my point of view. Even when people made fun of my blog and called it cute and kind of ridiculous, I just told them, it's doing great. And one day you'll see that it works, right? So I didn't have a comeback then, because at that point I was still just pouring my time into learning how blogging works, but I had nothing to show for it. But at the same time, I had this belief that, no, there are other people out there who've been successful, and so can I. So I kept following that, chain of thought. And soon after, within a couple of months, I started to grow my blog. My traffic was growing, my audience was growing. I started to make a couple of bucks here and there. First, it was $10, then 50, then 100. And within a year, I was actually making, thousands of dollars a month, because I had joined a company program where they were actually, going to share ad revenue based on how many visits I had on my blog. So I wanted to really give you this example because I wanted to share the concept which I want to introduce, in this episode, and that is really the concept of rewiring your brain for quote unquote proof of success. Now, I've never really heard a lot of people talk about this, but I think this is something that I made up, as I was growing in my journey in business, which is people who are, you know, aiming for and looking for proof of success generally tend to outlast and outperform people who are setting their expectations towards looking at proof of failure. So we all know, people in our friends and family groups where when you share an idea or discuss a topic, they automatically have a negative response to it. And if you say, hey, I want to start this food truck business, they'll say, oh, but food trucks are overdone, they're so saturated, you're never going to be able to make money. That is an example of a person who looks for proof of failure, right? And that is exactly the one thing that we do not want in a successful entrepreneur. If you're someone who wants to make big money, even if you're someone who is just looking to make a full-time income, and support your family with what you make, you're going to have to learn how to rewire your brain for proof of success instead of, proof of failure. And I don't know if you guys have seen this, quote going around on social media where they talk about how there was, a billionaire in the room and somebody got up and said, I want to be a billionaire, and everyone else laughed except for the billionaire. There's a reason why the billionaire didn't laugh, because he knows it's possible. And if you look at the studies behind, the most amount of billionaires and the most amount of millionaires, yes, there is a small section of people who inherited that wealth, probably less than 10%. However, there's a vast majority of people who have done that through themselves, who have been the first generation in their family to become a millionaire or to become a billionaire. So if that is possible, and that is out there in the world, why do we condition ourselves to believe in failure? Why do we look for opportunities and remind ourselves that we are failing? Why don't we look at opportunities to remind ourselves that, hey, I'm actually succeeding, I'm actually on the right track? So I wanted to just bring you some of the tools that I have used to actually rewire my brain. So the number one thing, and I'm going to walk you a couple of things that have really helped me rewire my brain towards proof of success. The number one thing that I want to share with you is to track your success. And now you might be like, oh my God, Shruti, but I'm not successful. I'm not even, at my first sale yet, or I haven't even done blah, blah, blah. And that's exactly what I don't want you to say to yourself. Because what are you doing in that moment when you say that to yourself? You are reminding yourself of how you're not good enough. You're reminding yourself of how you're not there yet, right? That's not what we want to do. We want to be creating goals for ourselves at this point and tracking those goals no matter how small they are. Forget about sales. If you have not yet launched your product, maybe your goal simply is to create your ebook in the next 30 days. So maybe you can break down your weekly goal to how many pages you're going to write of that ebook. I feel that is a really simple and achievable goal. Now, a lot of people also jump into goal setting and try to make ridiculous goals, which are like, I'm going to make $5,000 this month, but you've never even created a product. You've never even built an audience. How are you going to do that, right? So I want you to think of, okay, what is a realistic yet a little bit of a push for me in order to actually show up and grow my business, right? What's that goal going to look like? So for example, you can write a weekly or a monthly goal. At the beginning of my journey, I used to create weekly goals because that would inspire me more. I also had more time then because, I was a student. So I knew every weekend I was going to spend time, working on my side hustle. So I would have a goal like I'm going to post 2 social media content, every single week, or I'm going to write a blog post every single week. And that could have been my goal. So no matter what is, the main goal that you're going for, think of cutting that down by week and by month and track that. Please create that on a spreadsheet, on Google Docs. If you like doing it on a planner, take out a piece of paper and write it down. The key here really is to make sure that you don't make hundreds of goals, right? If you are mapping this out for the next month and you're saying, okay, what am I going to be able to accomplish in the next 4 weeks? Just write down 2 to 3 goals that you want to focus on, right? This could look like producing content. That is again controllable on you. It doesn't rely on, someone else coming and giving you money. It depends on you showing up for your business and you tracking that goal, right? So you yourself are going to be accountable for tracking your success. And then you can have a goal around product creation. So you can say, I want to write 10 pages of my ebook every single week. Or you could have a goal saying that I'm going to design 5 pages of my workbook every single week. Doesn't matter. Write down a logical goal which is quantifiable so that you know that you can track your success against it. Another goal for you, if you're a more advanced entrepreneur and you're already making sales, could be a sales goal, right? So that could tell you whether you're on the right track or not. And let's say that your sales goal is to make a couple of $100 every single day or every single week. Write that down, cut it down into weekly, 4 week sort of goals divided by 4 so that you have a really clean and simple, way to track your success. And now I want you to look at this every single day. You won't believe it, but I have actually been tracking my goals and, how much money I make and how much money I lose ever since I was a hobby blogger. Like I literally didn't even make any money in the first couple of years of blogging, but I was still tracking the amount of costs that I was spending. So any ebooks that I was buying, any programs that I was looking at, I would write them down, literally the name of it, how much it cost me, and I would also track religiously my goals. So was my traffic increasing? Was my social media content increasing? And I really attribute this habit to be a big reason why I've been able to rewire my brain for proof of success. Because even when the outside world was telling me, hey, you suck and you're not there yet, or you're not doing, good enough, I could look at my tracker and say, no, but I actually am. I'm keeping the promises I made to myself and I'm moving forward, right? Now, a mentor of mine once said that, you can't really make more money if you don't track your money. So, if you actually don't know where your money is coming from and where it's going and what you're doing about it, you're not going to be able to make more of it, right? The same thing goes for business as well. If you are not aware of what your goals are and what speed you need to have and what success you're actually achieving, even if it means just creating one Instagram post a day, how the hell will you know whether you're on the right track or not, right? So I really want you to take this step seriously, which is all about tracking your success. Make an Excel sheet, make a Google Doc, make a diary page, I don't care. Write down your goals and then make sure to look at them every single day. If not every single day, have a specific date with yourself every week, maybe midweek, to look and evaluate these goals, because that's going to remind you, one, what you need to do, but also two, that you're already successful, that you're already having momentum, that you're already growing. And that is what I want you to start training your brain for. All right, moving on to step number two, or actually hack number two, let's call it. This is going to be something which I think is a little bit controversial, and a lot of people, especially the introverts, are not going to be comfortable with me saying this. This is all about. Thanks for listening. If you're ready to take the next step and turn these insights into action and unlock the entire episode, join Money Moves today. It's your ultimate resource for cultivating a success driven mindset and achieving your goals with seven figure strategies. Visit the link below to get started. Can't wait to see you inside.